Today, we're unveiling the chilling realities of diseases that have shaped history and continue to pose grave threats. From the terrifying Black Death that wiped out entire towns, to the brain-eating amoeba that strikes swiftly and fatally, we'll explore the symptoms, effects, and the sheer horror of these lethal conditions. Buckle up as we dive into the most gruesome and deadly illnesses ever documented. Prepare to be both fascinated and horrified by the realities of these deadly diseases. Stay with us to uncover the shocking truths behind each one. Let's begin with the bubonic plague. Known as the Black Death, this disease is caused by the bacterium Yersinia pestis, which is transmitted through flea bites. Imagine living in medieval Europe, where a flea bite could lead to a high fever, swollen lymph nodes, and severe fatigue. Without antibiotics, more than 70% of those infected would die. The disease spread so rapidly that entire towns were wiped out, and the sheer number of deaths overwhelmed burial practices. Moving on to Ebola, this viral hemorrhagic fever is known for its horrifying symptoms and high fatality rate. The Ebola virus attacks the immune and vascular systems, causing severe bleeding from various organs. Initially, symptoms include fever, fatigue, and muscle pain, but as the disease progresses, it leads to bleeding from the eyes, nose, and gums. With a mortality rate of about 90%, Ebola is one of the most lethal diseases in the world. Next, we have tuberculosis, a serious bacterial infection primarily affecting the lungs, caused by Mycobacterium tuberculosis. This disease spreads through the air when an infected person coughs or sneezes. Early signs include a persistent cough, chest pain, and coughing up blood. If left untreated, TB can destroy lung tissue, making the lungs resemble Swiss cheese. The mortality rate for TB without proper treatment is around 60%. Now, let's talk about leprosy, also known as Hansen's disease. This infection is caused by the bacterium Mycobacterium leprae and starts with pale or reddish skin patches that are numb. If untreated, it can lead to severe nerve damage, skin lesions, muscle weakness, and paralysis. Although leprosy is not highly contagious and requires prolonged close contact to spread, it has historically led to social isolation and stigmatization. Shifting to malaria, this parasitic disease is transmitted by Anopheles mosquitoes. The parasites invade the liver and then red blood cells, causing severe symptoms. After a mosquito bite, symptoms typically appear within 5 to 10 days, including high fever and chills. Malaria can lead to anemia, convulsions, and confusion. If untreated, the parasites continue to destroy red blood cells and invade other organs, leading to severe complications. Then there's anthrax, a bacterial infection caused by Bacillus anthracis. The most shocking thing of this disease is that it can be used as a biological weapon and affects both animals and humans. The most severe form, inhalation anthrax, results from breathing in spores. This form causes severe respiratory symptoms and spreads quickly through the lungs and bloodstream. The bacteria use white blood cells as hosts before causing widespread systemic damage, and nearly all cases are linked to animals. Next up is polio, a viral disease that primarily affects children. Caused by the polio virus, it can lead to lifelong paralysis. The virus multiplies in the intestines and can invade the nervous system, resulting in irreversible paralysis. Thanks to vaccines, polio cases have drastically decreased, but it remains a severe disease with lasting effects if contracted. Following that is tetanus, a bacterial infection caused by Clostridium tetani. Often found in soil, dust, and manure, the bacteria enter the body through wounds or cuts. Once inside, the bacteria release a toxin that affects the nervous system, causing muscle stiffness and spasms, especially in the jaw and neck. This condition, known as lockjaw, can be life-threatening if left untreated. Another dangerous disease is cholera, caused by the bacterium Vibrio cholerae. It is typically spread through contaminated water and food. Cholera causes severe diarrhea and dehydration, which can be fatal if not treated quickly. Symptoms include profuse watery diarrhea, vomiting, and leg cramps, leading to rapid dehydration and potentially death within hours without proper treatment. The mad cow disease, or bovine spongiform encephalopathy, is another terrifying condition. This neurodegenerative disease in cattle is caused by abnormal prions. It can be transmitted to humans through contaminated meat, leading to variant Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease (VCJD). In cattle, it causes brain cells to deteriorate, resulting in unusual behavior and coordination problems. For humans, VCJD leads to severe neurological symptoms and is always fatal. Speaking of Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease (CJD), this rare brain disorder is caused by misfolded prions. It's like a jigsaw puzzle where a piece doesn't fit, disrupting the entire brain function. CJD leads to memory loss, cognitive decline, muscle spasms, and personality changes. The disease progresses rapidly, leading to a total breakdown of the body's functions with no known cure. Then there's the brain-eating amoeba, Naegleria fowleri. This microscopic organism resides in warm freshwater environments like lakes and hot springs. When someone swims in these waters, the amoeba can enter the nose and travel to the brain, causing severe brain infections. Symptoms include severe headaches, fever, nausea, and a stiff neck. The infection is almost always fatal, with a very low survival rate. Familial fatal insomnia (FFI), which is a rare genetic disorder that leads to an inability to sleep. Caused by a genetic mutation, FFI begins with insomnia and progresses to complete and irreversible loss of sleep. As sleep deprivation worsens, it causes hallucinations, delirium, and severe psychiatric symptoms, eventually leading to the breakdown of bodily functions and death. Kuru, another tragic disease, is linked to cannibalism. This fatal brain disease was spread among those who consumed the brains of deceased relatives during mortuary feasts. Kuru causes muscle tremors, loss of coordination, and uncontrollable movements, eventually leading to profound debilitation and death within a year of symptom onset. Finally, we have rabies, a viral disease that affects the nervous system, typically transmitted through animal bites. It causes extreme agitation, fear of water, hallucinations, and violent spasms. Rabies is the most lethal disease on Earth, with a nearly 100% mortality rate once symptoms appear, making it an exceptionally dangerous disease. Thanks for joining us on this eye-opening journey through the world of the deadliest diseases. We hope you found these stories as fascinating as they are terrifying. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the dark side of health, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the Speedy Secrets. Your support helps us bring more amazing and informative content right to your feed. Share your thoughts and questions in the comments below, and stay tuned for more incredible insights and secrets. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.